Yo, 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 yo. It's Ro Kobe here. Welcome back to another live stream. Today, we're going to be talking about an assortment of different things. Mainly, the topic, as you can see, the title is how to get people to care about your artwork, which is something I've been kind of pondering on the last couple weeks, especially since I've been selling or, you know, my own comic that's out right now. Give me a second. I'm trying to share the link. Ba-ba-bum. But yeah, so give me another second. Sorry, it's me. All right. All right. Get it. All right. So yeah. So. All right. So yeah. So. My phone up here so I can see the chat. Yo, what's up, Dracula? Yeah. So. Turn them down. All right. So, right. How do you get people to care about your artwork, right? I mean, I've seen like random statistics and stats of just like people just saying like, oh, they have to see your artwork at this amount of times. You have to keep your artwork, your books, your comics, your manga, or whatever in the collective consciousness of the people who you're trying to get to read it, buy it, or whatever, right? And engage with it. So, like, I've been thinking about this a little bit. I mean, that's kind of like, I feel like it kind of flows into the idea of like marketing, right? And I feel like with a lot of creators, they're very much like scared of that word marketing, right? Marketing is like a I don't want to say it's like a bad word, but it's just something that people don't want to waste their time on doing, right? Which, I don't blame them because it is annoying, it is hectic, and it is time that's taken away from you working on your craft. But like at the end of the day, what's the point of being the most skilled person in making art if nobody's going to see it? You know what I'm saying? So like you can be as good as Jim Lee when it comes to drawing art, or good as this person or that person, but if nobody can see your artwork, what's the point of doing it? Unless it's just for self gratification. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, art is subjective. The way what you want out of your art career, or if you even see it as a career, is up to you. For me, obviously, I want to be able to make a collective ecosystem of money in my art comics. Like I don't want to be like a millionaire. I don't care to be a millionaire. I want to be able to like produce my own comics, sell them, and make the money back, at the same time. That's kind of like what I want to do when it comes to my comics and what I want for my comics and stuff like that. That's why I have like this YouTube channel. Like I feel like this YouTube channel is something that has helped me like what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry. Has helped me like gain an audience to a degree, right? It's still new and stuff like that. Here's my so I don't really know what to make of it yet because I'm still trying to. So that's why I'm putting out my book right now. So if you go to my website, you can go to my shop, and I have my book on sale right now. The books are shipping to me right now. The physical copies of Nobody's Safe. So if you guys want a copy, click the link. The physical copy is $10. You can get a digital copy, $5. You can get a sticker if you want, stuff like that. So, but yeah, I feel like it's been important, process, and especially since like my channel is starting to get a little more traction with that Dahmer video, which helped a lot. Pretty much most of my followers came from that video, and then I got a few from a few videos here and there, like the People Show video and stuff like that. So I feel like it's really helped with the consciousness. But now it's like, all right, how do I get people to understand that I'm not just like a YouTube guy? I am a person who makes comics. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole crux of this like this channel. Like, if say I fucking became mainstream popular and I ended up what's the word? I ended up becoming like somebody who is of I'm sorry, somebody who is like in mass need of like people want my books and stuff like that. I probably would stop doing YouTube and just go straight to doing making comic books. Like, I wouldn't, like, this wouldn't be my end all be all. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, comic books is the name of the game for making comics, making manga, whatever you want to, describe it as. That's kind of what I want to do. And I'm using YouTube as a way to traject myself into the right direction, building an audience and stuff like that. And you see it a lot now with a lot of newer creators and even like creators who are still established, like Daniel Johnson. He goes live every Friday. Tyrell Canyon goes live every Wednesday. The Inkpool guys, all three of those guys are like high touted artists and stuff like that. Like, they're not like super duper popular, like, but they're making money off of making comics, and they don't really need to do the YouTube thing. I feel like it's just like, it's either another way just for them to express themselves, whatever, like give themselves another voice, but it also gives the readers who are reading their comics another like way, an outlet to like view them as like something, more than just like a person who just draws funny pages or what, whatever, right? Like, I think it's really cool. So, I mean, yeah. So, that was kind of my little ramble about that. Just kind of like, what do you guys think about, like, I don't know if any guys who are watching or who watch these like are artists or want to be comic book creators, something like that. What do you think is like the way to get people to care about what you're doing as far as artwork, wise and stuff like that? Even it's kind of like leading to this concept where the Near, who he's not, who he watches the streams sometimes. I posted on my community tab. He asked me if I could talk about like the animation industry and like kind of like the boycott that is going to be happening, I think, soon. I don't know if it's going on right now. I haven't really paid attention too much to it, but he wanted me to talk about it a little bit, which, like, I don't really know too much about like what's going on with the animation industry, but I know that the animation industry is very much a industry of like, what's the word, of people being like abused, you know what I mean? Like, people are really like abusing that industry, like overworked, underpaid, and not just in the Japanese market, but in the American market, people who are in animation are just overworked, and it's a really abusive industry. But it's like, it's one of those double-edged swords. Same thing with like working in comics, right? Like being a comic book artist, being a animator, right? It's kind of like a luxury in order to get a job, being able to like pay your bills off of doing those type of work, right? But it's like, you don't want to be abused over something that you love, right? You don't want to be, you wanted to work hard to get in the animation industry, and then you get into the industry and you're being worked to death to where you don't even want to be an animator no more. Same thing with like being a comic book artist, right? And that's why I always feel like I don't want comics to be like my main source of income ever. I always want it to remain a secondary or a passive income, right? I want to be able to build up a big collection of IP, of books and comics and stories, and then just have them sitting on the shelves simultaneously at all times, and just have people just buy them. And 1 month or 1 year I get a bunch of fat checks, and 1 year I did a bunch of smaller checks, or stuff like that. But it won't be about the money for me. It will be about just like the artistic expression, and then like having people enjoy what I'm doing and putting out there, right? So right now I'm showing some of the pages that are going to be part 2 of Nobody's Safe. So pages I just finished not too long ago. Yeah. I'm about damn near done with Nobody's Safe. I'm like literally have like 12 chapters or 12 pages left, and I'm done with the whole 60 page. Yeah, Instagram, I feel like Instagram has always just been like a like trend centric, because I mean, for social medias that are like picture orientated or like video orientated, I feel like it's more curated for the female view and stuff like that. Like people, like, you see like people on Instagram and on TikTok who are like, pretty women or like, you know, fit women or fit dudes and stuff like that. And people were like, that's where Instagram is kind of for, you know what I'm saying? When it first came out, obviously Instagram was like people taking pictures of their Starbucks orders and their lunch and shit like that. And then, you know, and I just got into the artist like section of Instagram like 2 years ago, right? And then now I quickly noticed like the people that like the pages and the posts that get a lot of likes are like of like characters that people have already are known to see. So like people who draw Naruto all the time, or like draw a Dragon Ball Z character, or draw a Spider-Man, or draw like a character that people are already familiar with. And if you draw it like in a cool, like abstract way, then people are like, oh yeah, I like that, like that. Like I'm gonna like that. But if you draw a picture of like an original character of your own, or promote something, you know, it's not really worth it. Even with like the reels and stuff that I have on Instagram, like I posted reels on Instagram that have gotten like 10K views, but that doesn't really translate to anything. It's just like, oh, like it's cool that people like it, whatever, and then that's kind of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just trendy. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with like TikTok. I had TikTok for probably like a week, and I was just over it. Like it gave me a headache. So I mean, my wife loves that shit. Like she's a TikTok, you know, person. She likes it. She posts on there. She's even got a video on TikTok that went super viral like a couple years ago that had like 1 million something views. But I just couldn't get into it. And I really, honestly, I just remain on Instagram because I've already like built like a little bit of a following. Not really, only like 500 followers on there. But like I keep my Instagram because I just like that I can see like I can see like my progression, my artwork from like my first post all the way to now. So I kind of keep it at this point. And it's a good way to get to contact people and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And then Facebook, I think Facebook, the groups on Facebook are good, but like outside of that, Facebook is just sick. Like I don't like Facebook at all. It's honestly just hate baiting the whole time. It's crazy. Yeah, their algorithm is just definitely just reels only. They only care about like getting people to like post reels and stuff like that. But I honestly don't even use outside of like me just trying to find like a song to use on the reels. I don't like I don't watch reels on Instagram. I really only go on Instagram to look at I mean Dracula, our group chat, and then that's honestly it. I post on my story because I feel like the story posting your story is more valuable than posting on your timeline at this point, because you will literally won't see, like I will see posts that people made like 4 days ago. I'm like, what the fuck? When did they post this? You know what I'm saying? And then, but if you post your story, you kind of know who's like already engaging with you. Even with these lives, like there's a reason I go on live outside of me just like wanting to just, you know, chop it up and whatever, and like engage with my audience. It like going on Instagram live or YouTube live or whatever, it engages with your audience differently, and then you kind of like know who's really like fucking with you and who's really like engaged with what you got going on. That's why I like going on YouTube live. I wouldn't go on Instagram live, but like YouTube live and stuff like that, because it's kind of cool. And then, I don't know, just, you know, something else to do, keep my channel kind of active and whatever, right? And it's just like an easy way to post a video without having to edit anything or anything like that. Just come on here and just ramble on about whatever, and draw and, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, I'm almost done with this book, man. This is the page. I'm gonna try to knock this out tonight on chat on live with you guys. So got a screen tone in, fix some stuff. But yeah, I got about like 10, 12 pages left, and then I'm done with the book. You know, just gotta put all the words and stuff like that, whatever. And that's easy. Like doing the dialogue is easy, and that's the easy part. You can see the long of it all. I think it's see that exactly, Jack. That's kind of what I'm in like the bind, not bind, but I'm kind of figuring out now. See, like that's why I make the videos that I make. That's why I don't do like tutorial videos or like me just drawing or just talking about my comic. I make videos about comics in general, hoping that I capture the eye of comic book buyers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm trying to do with my channel, right? Because like if you see like people who do like what's the word, like tutorials, like how-to videos, they only get other artists. And I mean, artists support other artists to a certain degree, right? You know, but if artists aren't like super invested in your shit, they're not gonna buy your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like so that's why when I would see certain people who like I liked on Instagram or on YouTube who do like how-to videos and stuff like that, it's cool because like people like the free content. Like people want, but like how many people are actually going to go out and buy your book when you put that book out eventually? Like, I don't know if you know who White Manga is or DD Mark. Like I talk about them, quite like people who I've been paying attention to for a while, and they both kind of do like how-to videos and stuff like that. But DD Mark, right? He went viral on Manga Plus, which is like an app where you can post like your comics and your manga on there. And it's ran by Shuichi or whatever, the Shonen Jump company, and like he went viral on there. So now, but he got a deal with Dark Horse, so now it's like we're gonna in the book. I think his first volume of his book comes out this summer or end of the summer, August, some shit like early fall or into the summer. I don't remember, but so now it's like now we're gonna see how much he's going to sell. You know what I'm saying? That's the real test, like of what his virality really means. People go viral on stuff and then like they don't know how to maximize their virality, in the most monetarily, at least, you know what I'm saying? So I think he'll sell good because his books are cool. I like his books. I think his manga is cool. I mean, it's kind of like a Chainsaw Man knockoff type, but his artwork makes up for the lack of originality of the story, at least in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm an artist first person when it comes to comics and stuff like that. So, I don't know, but so that's why I kind of like have my channel in this type of vein. So where like I'm able to reach an audience of people who engage and actually read, not people who are just wanting to come in to my channel just for like free information, I guess. Like I don't know, only time will tell, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, like my channel is relatively still pretty small for the most part. It'll be like a true testament once I like in the future plans that I have where things that are gonna expect more money out of, or I don't know how to explain it, but like if I do like a Kickstarter, how many people from my YouTube are gonna like back my Kickstarter? If I do Instagram and stuff like that, how many people are gonna back that Kickstarter if I do one or when I do one or whatever, right? I mean, I did this book and I wasn't expecting that many sales. I mean, I got more than I expected. So I'm happy that the people who bought them, and I am grateful for the people who bought a copy of Nobody's Safe, and they're gonna I'm going to get their books. And once I get them, I should be hopefully getting them the next week or so. I'm going to mail them out and hopefully they're satisfied with the product and, see going, so this was like, this print run was more of like a test of kind of, how is it going to look when I print the books out and, who's going to like gauge with me and stuff like that. And what's the best way to promote the book and things like that. And then, if I sell out of all of the prints that I get right now of part one, I will do another print run of all 64 pages and then give it out like that way. Just stuff like that. Just stuff I've been thinking about the last couple of weeks and stuff, but I'm just going to keep going like hard on my artwork, get better and stuff like that. And then also just keep going hard on my YouTube channel. Hopefully I can garnish an audience of people who want to buy my comics and stuff like that. So, that's pretty much it. But, yeah. That's good. That's kind of my thought process, at least with for the next couple weeks or so, things of that nature. Once I finish with this book, I already got a couple ideas lined up for my next story I'm gonna work on. So my goal is hopefully have like 1 or 2 more comics done by the end of the year. I'll probably have one more. I'll probably get one more done because I'm trying to do more like longer stories so I can like actually like practice on my artwork and have myself busy for like long periods of time. So like my next story might be like a 40 pager or something like that, or I don't know yet. I have a few ideas I'm bubbling with. I think I'm going to kind of like do something with the audience where I'm going to have like the watchers of my channel or my live stream decide which story I should pick, and then kind of like go day by day, or like not day by day, but like weekly checkups of like, oh, this is what I did with the story and what do y'all think? And, stuff like that. And maybe I'll kind of do something like that, gauge with the audience more and have them feel more, have everybody who watches more included with the process of me making my next story. But like I already have a few ideas lined up. I just don't know when or when I'm done with this is when I might start doing it. But I'll probably take like a month or so off to kind of like hone in some skills, because I'm going to let me show you guys my next book. I'm going to try to do traditionally. So I've been getting into like my traditional like bag. Yeah, I think it'll be a good idea. You think so, directly? I think it'll be a good idea. You know what I'm saying? If I have like, all right, so I'm like, I'll do like a Google doc of like the synopsis of like 2 stories and like, all right, vote for book story 1 or story 2 and then go from there. But yeah, I've been on my traditional like bag. And so I got like a sketchbook and I bought a bunch of like stuff. And I mean, the only reason I do traditional is because I mean digital is because it's more like convenient for me, like with work, with lifestyle and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that, so but then when I went to Heroes Con, I was seeing all these like people's Bristol boards of their pages and their prints and their original art. And I'm like, bro, I want to do that. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. And since I got like the time, I'm gonna just like reteach myself how to draw traditionally, which it hasn't been hard. It's been like the hardest thing was figuring out what tools work for me, like which pens, what inks, what things that work, and like how to use them the right way or like in the best way possible. So I got the sketchbook, and pretty much every day at work, I got to put a couple stickers on there. Like when I have downtime at work, I just go and I just been sketching in here. So I've been just like doing stuff. I also got like watercolors because I really love watercolors. So I got like a gouache palette or gouache palette, whatever. Some cover art ideas for one of the comics I want to work on. Some anatomy studies, some arms and hands and shit like that. Let me see what else. I got some cool stuff here. I appreciate you, Dracula. Some other stuff. Some Batman. You can see like the colors under it. I realized the Copics aren't very good. Like this Homelander piece a couple weeks ago. I'm posting on my Instagram pretty much. Yo, what's up, Near? This is a old girl from Something's Killing the Children. I did a static piece. I haven't finished coloring it, or I haven't even colored it, but this is that new Sith Lord from the Acolytes. That the show is like, it's cool, but that Sith Lord, that fight, if I don't care if you're not a Star Wars fan or whatever, go to episode 5 of Acolytes. It's called Night. That's the title of the episode. Watch the last like 10-15 minutes. That fight scene at the end of the episode that should save the show for me. I mean, I wasn't really too much of a hater of it. I was like, it's cool, whatever. But no, that fight scene thing was nice. I just did some drawings of Donald Glover, Japan studies, bottom there. I was like doing some gesture drawings of like NBA players. So I just did a bunch of drawings of, like basketball players and stuff, trying to like figure some shit out. I don't know. Like if I have like 10-15 minutes of like free time, I would just like, all right, let me Google like, all right, dancers. All right, I'm just gonna draw a bunch of them to get some practice in. And then I did this picture of like, it's like a Kobe Bryant. He like did an Adidas ad when he was like a rookie, and I kind of did that, colored it. I feel like I kind of fucked it up, but it's whatever. Just drawing some shapes, and then I did these today. I'm gonna color this eventually. It's supposed to be like a Kanye Yeezus. I don't know. And then I did a drawing of Hellboy. I'm gonna color that eventually too. So yeah, my next comic I'm gonna do traditionally. I'm just gonna get on. I got a bunch of Bristol boards and shit and like ink and stuff, and I'm gonna do straight traditional with that one. But since you're here near, I know when I asked my community tab, if anybody wants any topics or anything you want to talk about, I'd already kind of talked about the animation industry thing that you wanted to talk about. I don't really know too much about it. Like I said earlier in the stream about I just know that the animation industry is just a very abusive industry for people who want to be animators, especially like outside of America, like the Japanese manga studios and stuff like that, how they just kind of take advantage of their creators and just overwork them and just overall just kill those guys. But also Near wanted me to show off some of my collection. So today I'm going to show off some of like my like paperbacks that I have. And I already pulled a few of them out that I'm going to show off that I think are kind of cool. So I'm going to show some of my manga that I have that are cool, that I think that are kind of cool. And then I'm going to show off some of the like trades that I found and just like stuff that I have that I've collected over the last couple of years. I try to make sure I pick stuff that isn't like, oh, my Naruto's. I have a bunch of Naruto's that you can see my Chainsaw Man stuff right here, but I don't want to show off that stuff that's kind of like boring and basic shit that like I feel like you would see like a lot of people have. Like I'm gonna show off the stuff that you wouldn't really find at your local bookstore, Barnes and Nobles or whatever. So let me show you. Let me start off with some manga that I have. And I'm also going to show off a lot of like the indie books that I have that I've picked up over like time, because I really like to support indie creators. So I buy it if indie creator has like quality work, cool stuff, I always try to like buy it. So first, a couple weeks ago, I was out of town with my daughter. We went to just go do random shit, and I went to a comic book store and I found this. Is a Spawn manga, which is cool. It's volume 2. I just saw it there and I was like, man, I don't know, I'm gonna buy this shit. And it's really cool. It's like real like early 2000s anime vibes. Like it's really cool. It's really good quality actually. I don't know who the artist like this guy is. Juzo Toroko. But I just think it's really cool. Look at this shit. Look at Maboja. That's actually really cool. It's a really cool book. And they're actually really expensive. I got it for like a retail price. I don't think I spent that much on it, but like look at that. Look at this Spawn right there. Yeah, I didn't know he had a manga either until I saw it at the comic shop, and I was like, oh, this is cool. There's like 4 of them. But this just goes to show like how much McFarlane licensed this shit out. Like he was really going for it with his with the Spawn character. Like he's literally done each and everything he could with Spawn. And it's paid off because he's still going on to this day. Look at this shit. That's cool, man. I didn't really read it. I just like looked at it. That's cool. I look at it sometimes, but it's like super cool. Like, cause look at the cover. It's like super early 90s or like late 90s, early 2000s manga vibe, like anime vibes. So, because McFarlane was like was a fan of manga even when he was like in his like payday or whatever. He took influence from that. I got this on the same trip. Rao Omega Grand or whatever. It's like a it's by it has the same artist that did Death Note. Takeshi Obata. It's honestly like a shitty like manga, like story wise, but the artwork is really good. Like, I mean, if you know Obata, you read Death Note, you would know. But it's a cool manga. I like it. I really just got it because I like the artwork, and it reminded me of I don't know if you guys have read Bakuman, but in Bakuman there's a fake manga that they do called Crow, that one of the characters in there, and this artwork reminded me of that fake manga from the from that series. But yeah, see, look at that. That's pretty cool. Real vintage manga shit. So that was pretty cool. I liked it. I mean, I read like the first 2 volumes, but like I said, it's just like it's like whatever manga. So it's just like trash manga. Like the main character is like he's like boobs and stuff. He like grabs boobs and shit the whole time. It's kind of goofy. And then I found this at what did I find this at? Oh, I found this like at a discount bookstore. It's Fish in the North Star, but it's like the Japanese version. So it's really cool. It's like super tiny, like compared to like American printed manga. It's like way smaller. But I think it's just how they print out books in Japan. But yeah, super cool. And then I was like looking for Fist of the North Star just for like simply because I like the artwork. Like I don't. So look at that shit. Fist of the North Star is just super dope. And I'm glad I found this because I was gonna buy the deluxe edition, like that they've been putting out lately, the hardcovers. But yeah, I got this at the discount bookstore. I think it was like $5 or probably cheaper than that. Yeah, super cool, man. I like it. Fuck with it. Like I buy some books, I just buy just to study like the artwork and just look at it and just kind of see how they do certain things. And this is one of those books. I mean, I might read the English version eventually, but like, it's whatever. And I like the cover too. Look at that shit. That shit is sick. And I think the undercover is cool too. Look at that. That's super fucking sick, man. Yeah, that was a cool little pickup that I found randomly. And like sometimes I just like the best places I feel like to buy like cool manga or comics is just like thrift shops, half price books type places and stuff like that, because they will have the most obscure thing and they'll be like cheap as hell. Like and then you go on eBay and you'll see that the book is like worth like $50. Like that Spawn book, I'm pretty sure I bought that Spawn book for like $5. It's like worth like $30-$40. I mean, I plan on reselling it or anything like that, but I just think it's cool that I have it and it's worth that much. Because I was like, oh, maybe I'll just buy like volume 1 and I think it's like 3 volumes. But then I saw how much they cost. And I was like, no, it's not worth it. So here's some other cool books that y'all probably do know about. So back, I think in the 80s or the 70s, Marvel did like a like a graphic novel collection, like back before graphic novels or trades were a thing. They did like the collection, and I saw these. I got these off a off of a Facebook group where I would like buy and sell and trade comics and stuff. Some guy was selling these books, so I got the early Marvel graphic novels. So I got the Hulk and Thing book, which is Jim Starlin and Bernie Wrightson. This book is sick. Like the artwork, if you haven't checked this out, I would highly recommend it. Bernie Wrightson is sick. Like the artwork is super cool. It's like super hyper detailed. It's like it's fucking sick. I also got he did an Amazing Spider-Man one also, which is like it's just like the most random story. Spider-Man goes to like some weird like psychedelic trip and stuff like that, and I don't know, but it's really cool. Bernie Wrightson just is a cool artist, and just in general, he's a really good artist. So these are cool. I got these for super cheap. I don't remember. I got this one, and then I got this one too. The Silver Surfer Stan Lee and Jack Kirby book that they did, where Stan Lee pretty much just changed all of Jack Kirby's ideas for Silver Surfer. But this is really cool too. I got all three of them off of some dude off Facebook for like a pretty good price. I don't remember. It was probably $30, something like that. I don't remember. It was like a while back. I was in Hawaii, and I was at like a they were doing like a flea market or something like that. It was like a flea market at like some like their stadium in Hawaii, and I ran across this Ninja Turtles book. It's like this is a special deluxe edition. Yeah, I got it for like $1. And so it's like has like I think the first couple issues of the Ninja Turtles book in here, comic, when it like was like super crude and stuff. Like the OG books. It's pretty cool. It's like an introduction and stuff. And I think in the back of the book has like the character designs. This is cool. I really that shit. I like that. I like when the Turtles look all grungy and shit. It's super cool. Yeah, like some of the sketches they had in there, stuff like that. So I forgot I had this until like the other day, and I was like, oh man, I forgot I had this. But yeah, it's cool little Ninja Turtles book that I have lying around. I actually did a 24-hour Ninja Turtle thing with the K Fam group that I'm in. You can check it out on my it's on my community tab. If you scroll down, I have the pages. I did 2 pages in 24 hours, colored and everything. If you go down, scroll down my community tab, it's gonna be you can see them. It's like a funny little page that I did. I based it off like the new like Seth Rogen Ninja Turtles. I like that movie. It's pretty cool. And then so next I have Sentences and Now Let Me Fly. These are some good books, really good books, really great stories, and a great artwork. Ronald Wimberly, the artist on this one, he wrote this one. It's probably like one of my favorite like comic book creators that I discovered last year. He has a lot of good books, man. Sentences is about like his rapper named MF Grimm, who was like I guess not related to, but like kind of like was in the same vein as MF Doom, like helped MF Doom get his career off, and he like helps write a lot of rappers stuff. And the book is pretty much about his whole life story and just kind of like how he came up. And MF Grimm wrote it. His name is Percy Carey or whatever. But it's a really good book, man. I read it like in like a day or two. It was really good. It's a really good story about Buddy and like everything he went through and stuff like that. It has some good artwork in it. Like that. Like I like that forced perspective right there, and they're fucking shooting him. But that was a pretty good book. Now Let Me Fly. This book, I read this. Like I started this book and I couldn't put it down when I started reading it. It was so good. This is probably like one of the best comics I've probably read. Of like, I don't even know. Like I literally, like look at this shit. Look at the tone. They use like a green tone. Oh, not green. It's like yellow. This is really good. Like, it's a really good story. It's about like the first like Black World War II fighter pilot or whatever, or maybe even World War One. I don't remember, but it's really good. He was like part of the French army. He's American, but he went to France and helped fight for France and stuff like that. Eugene Buller. It's a good fucking book, man. It's really good. It's really good. I would highly recommend it. You would not be disappointed. The artwork is really solid also. It's a good book, man. Great writing, great pacing. Start putting some stuff back. What? Pick it up. So let me show you some of these. So I got this from a cheap bookstore also. Paul Pope's Battling Boy. It's a cool book. Paul Pope is a good artist. He's a super dope artist, just in general. He just, the way he draws figures and fight scenes is like super erratic and just crazy, man. Like the way his inking style, and he's just like a legend. He's been, if you know who Paul Pope is, he's been drawing since like a long time, like the 80s and shit like that. I don't even know, since before I was born for sure. But let me show you. Let me see if I can find a cool page. Like, look at this monster. And there's only one book. I think he's trying to get it and turn to a movie or something like that. It's about like this kid who's like a god, son of a god, and they send him to Earth to go protect it. And that's like his like trial. And there's like a bunch of monsters, and like the superhero of Earth ends up getting killed or something, and then whatever. It's a cool book. I like the artwork. And then I had this book, Gleam, which is by Jose Carrasco, who is like, I think he works mainly in animation. He I think he did like character design for like Craig of the Creek and like Adventure Time and stuff like that. He just helped with the animation stuff. I think he just did character design work and stuff for those for Cartoon Network and shit like that. But he did this book. He was like one of the first people I found when I was on Instagram doing artwork, and his page was just super cool because he has like a very like not simple, but like his style is just like, I don't know what it's called whenever it's just like straight line and no like rendering or like ink or anything like that. It's just like not inking, but like cross hatching, just straight like line work in blacks. I don't know what that's called, but I saw he had this book and I bought it because I was like, this is a fucking cool. It's just, the book is just a vibe. It's just like straight vibe. There's no like, it's like an anthology book, I guess you can call it that. Just a bunch of just random stories of just like stuff going on, but it's just super cool. I think he just did a reprint with another publisher, so you could go buy it if you want. You just go to Freddie Carrasco on Instagram, and you can buy it. But this was like one of the first books that I bought out of the like indie space, I guess you can call it. So pretty specs. Fuck them up. All right. I got this. The Hip Hop Grand Design Japanese version, RP80P. I got it signed. So I guess I had Piscor last time he went to Japan before he passed. I guess he was working with some publisher to help get his Hip Hop Family Tree distributed out there in Japanese. So it's like a Japanese version of his Hip Hop Family Tree book. Get it signed, and yeah, it's cool. It's just like it's straight like Shonen Jump style, you know, and it's cool because it has like all like different colored like pages, like each chapter or part is like different colors. So it's like super cool. I really fuck with it. I think it's really, really cool. Obviously, it's Japanese, so I can't read it, but I think it's cool, and you know, it's a cool keepsake, and you know, I just try to make sure I keep it, you know, not get it fucked up. But I saw them the company posted, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy me one. Fuck that. So I thought it was cool, you know. Quick. So I hit my books in my chair. All right. So obviously, if you're a fan of my channel, you've been on my channel. I have some Freddie not Carrasco, Felipe Smith. Sorry. So I got MBQ Volume 1. I have the whole collection of. I think I have the whole collection of MBQ. I think I'm missing like the third volume or the second one, which is like you can't even find that shit. And then I got Pipocho. I have all 3 volumes as well. I have a whole video about Felipe Smith and about Pipocho on my channel. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. These are cool books, super great. Love the artwork, love the story. So everything. Felipe Smith, he literally publishes through Japan in Japan. So he was doing God's work as a mangaka out there. I got some indie manga. books. So there's a couple people I follow on Instagram who've done like indie books, manga style, like legitimately. And one of them is Nicholas Draper Ivory. If you don't know who he is, he just did the Static run on the new revamp of Static Shock. And before that, he did this book called Exogenesis through Noir Caesar. He like pretty much he drew this whole thing, and then the rest of the team like they like wrote it and stuff like that. But Nicholas Draper Ivory is like a super dope artist. He's like really cool, really good. He's like honestly one of my favorites. I wish he would do more work, but you know, someone say, look at that shit. That is fucking sick, man. Look at that. That's fucking awesome. He's a fire ass artist. I can't wait to, or hopefully he does like his own creator own books, because I want to see him do something like that, like more energy. Just like look at these pinups that he did. These are all like the chapter covers, and like bro, he killed this fucking book, and they just did another print of it. Because when I bought this was like this is like the first printing they had on Amazon. I bought this like 2019, 2020. And they just did a remastered version, not version, but like Noir Caesar just redid like all their books and reprinted them all out and shit. But I heard they were doing pretty, like Noir Caesar were doing like bad business. So, you know, this is like the only volume of Exogenesis we're gonna get. Let's get like a new artist to do the next part. But this was like their most popular book at the time. But I can see why. Like Draper Ivory fucking killed this shit. He killed that Static stuff too, but this is a whole different beast. I got Dog Nigga. Dog Nigga is just like I don't know if I would call it viral, but it kind of is viral. It's like a viral like web comic that went viral because of the title, but then you read it, it's actually really good. I was gonna have DH Animation on here. Like I wasn't trying to have him talk on like do like a an interview about the book, but he never like kind of fell out. Like he didn't hit me back up when I tried to schedule a date. But it's cool though. I'm not sure too much about it. I don't really care. Like to do interviews. I just like the story. I think it's interesting. It's just funny. But yeah, if you ever read Dog Nigga, I would highly recommend. It's really cool. It's a good book, man. The artist is cool. That's Serbian Hero. It's a good book. I think it's cool. And then like I wanted to buy it because he had the versions out that just said Dog Ninja, which is like the censored, because he couldn't sell the book where it said Dog Nigga on it. But I was like, I want the one that says Dog Nigga. So once he announced that he's putting out the Dog Nigga version, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get that. So I bought that off of his website. You can go buy it. I'm pretty sure he still has a bunch of copies left. If I got a pot of lean, I'm giving them. All right, so next I have. So I don't know if you guys know who Saturday AM is. They're like a popular independent. Excuse me, like independent American manga publication who prides themselves on like diversity and stuff like that, all that good shit. They're pretty cool. The most popular person they're probably known is White Manga, who does Apple Black on there, and he does Apple Black. He has like 4 volumes out, 5 volumes out. It's an alright book. It's an alright series. It's not my favorite, but I've supported them. I bought a couple of their books and at least tried out their series. But out of all the books I read, these are like my 2 favorite ones that came out of their imprint. So Underground, which is a cool like UFC fighting book. The artwork is really, really good. Yeah, Saturday AM is cool. I mean, what do you think, Nir? Have you read any of their books? But Underground's really good. I would recommend it if you're gonna like. It's like a good fighting book, really good artwork, good story. I wish there was more chapters out, but hopefully we'll get another volume maybe next year. And then Oblivion Rouge. This is probably the best book that's came out of their imprint, in my opinion. I've read those 2 books. I've read Apple Black. I read Hammer. I have Clock Striker, which I didn't read, but like those are more like I don't want to say kiddish, but they're definitely more of a different demographic of age group and stuff like that. But these two books, this one for sure, this is like, I feel like this is the most fleshed out of their whole entire imprint. So I would highly recommend Oblivion Rouge. There's the 2 volumes out right now. It's like 8 chapters, which sucks. I wish there was more. I wish there was more consistent output. But yeah, Oblivion Rouge is the if you're gonna read one of their books, I would highly recommend it. Like the character designs, the story, the pacing, it just goes. It goes. There's no like bullshit, and it just goes straight into like you get introduced to the world. Like look at this shit. This shit is crazy. You get like introduced to the world, and then it goes straight to like a tournament arc, and it's just really crazy. Like I think the world is really fleshed out, and it's really good. I can't wait for at least a new chapter. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure a lot of these Saturday AM people have like, regular jobs and stuff like that. Yeah, I have the original Apple Black Volume 1. I bought when I was in high school, I think. But the new version of Apple Black is cool. Like you could like it's revamped and stuff like that. So I really fuck with that. I'm just glad to see White Manga like actually being like a person who's pursued his dreams for a long time and it actually come to fruition. So I think it's really cool. We'll see what the only time will tell. We know what's gonna happen with Apple Black and all that stuff. But they're doing their thing. At least I feel like they're doing an all right job. Last couple books. All right, so we get to the last couple books, and then we're gonna work on a page before I go to bed. So this guy, fucking Patio, you should follow him on Instagram at Moonlayer Studios. He has this book that I bought a while ago called Go Go Gonzi, and it's a really good quality book, man. Like I wasn't saying I wasn't expecting anything. I didn't really know what to expect, but his art is a print that came with the book. This guy, he embodies like early 2000s anime, bro. Like he's like, his artwork is really good. His storytelling is really good. Like he could be an animation, like the way he draws. Like you would think he was like an animator or something like that because he's like really good. And he's like, he puts out books pretty frequently. Like he doesn't like do a singular title. I think what he's trying to do is like build up like a bunch of IPs and stories and like make a magazine out of it or something. I don't know. This is like his longest book. Everything else he has is the more like floppy style like books. Because I've seen him at because he's from my area, like the where I stay at, and I've seen him at 2 conventions around. And yeah, he's a good artist, man. He's a really good artist. I really fuck with his stuff. Like look at that. The cover is really good. But so this is like he had this volume. I don't know when he's gonna put the second volume out of this book, but yeah, you should go follow him on Instagram. He's super cool guy. He has a couple books out. I think he has like, if you sign up for his newsletter, I think you can get like his other books for free, his digital copies of his other books for free. So go Gonzai. I think he still has this for sale also on there. I don't know. So next, these are like a rare books. You probably don't even know what they are, but Brother Man. So this is like the revamped version that came out in 2017. They did like a Kickstarter version. This is like the first like black superhero comic from back in the day. This is like I said, this is like the revamped version that they did in 2017. The original creative team did like a Kickstarter and got their book funded. This is actually a really good book. I wish they would have another one out. But I guess I don't know if they're like too busy or I don't know what the fuck. When it comes to like creatives and stuff like that, just time is like the worst enemy, right? This is a really good book. This is good quality. But then I have the original run from like the 80s of Brother Man. They were like super independent books, and they were selling like tens of thousands of copies of their book back in the day on the East Coast. They did like 8 books. I found like a collection of their books on eBay like a long time ago when I first started collecting. These are really cool books. I'm not gonna open the package, but look how big they're, like magazine size and stuff. But they're like really good books. They're cool. It's like you think it's a superhero comic, but it's not. It's just like some guy who dresses like a superhero, pretends to be one, and it's a cool story. It's like a whole mythos and stuff behind it. Really good quality. I'll see about doing a video about them, but we'll see. Maybe in the future I will do a video about their whole entire catalog and story, because I watched a couple interviews with the artist of Brother Man. It was a really good interview, really interesting. How it's like their whole entire company was like a mom and pop deal, and then like I think like it was like the two brothers, they wrote the book, and one of the brothers drew it, and then I think the mom helped operate everything, and then I think their mom died, or dad died, and they kind of were just like, all right, we're gonna stop doing it. But they used to like sell the books at black conventions, like black innovator black con, or I don't know what it's called, like conventions they used to have back in the day for like mainly like black people to come and show off their stuff, not comics related, but just like businesses and stuff they were selling, and they would sell a lot of books out there and sell it's like barbershops and stuff in like Philly. I think that's where they're from. So maybe I'll do a video on it one day. I don't know. Let's see. Next, Kings of Nowhere. I don't know if you guys, if you're in the chat still, if you know Kings of Nowhere is Roosh, aka Coterie Inc. This guy is probably one of the best artists I've seen on Instagram that I've found through Instagram, and he had Kings of Nowhere Volume 1 and Volume 2 that he's put out. I don't know when he's gonna put the next volume out. I think he's working on something else right now, so eventually, I guess. But Kings of Nowhere Volume 1 is like, it's 20 pages, or not 20 pages, it's like 80 pages, but it's like all color. Like he writes and draws and everything, but his artwork is fucking insane, man. Like he's like next level with it. Like look how good he is. Like this just makes any sense. He's like really, really good. Like I've never seen anybody draw this well. Like, and he's like really popular on Instagram too. Let me see. Like, look at that page right here. Look at the monkey. And then he did Volume 2. He did a Kickstarter. He made like almost like 100K on Kickstarter off Volume 2, which is really good. Good book. He did one more manga style, so he did like in black and white, because I think he said it drawing in color took too long, so doing it in black and white was a lot more efficient for him, time wise and stuff like that. See, there's a page in here that's like really cool. Let me find it. Yeah, I was like so excited about this book. I was buying this shit. Like I was buying the digital copies as the digital chapters as they were coming out. But you can buy them on Amazon now. I think he has distribution through Dark Horse, so you can buy it off Amazon now. You should check it out. It's really good comic. It's really good quality. So I'm not mad whenever it's like, oh, I gotta wait for the next one to come out or whatever. It's really good. Highly recommend it. It's like, it's cool to see somebody on Instagram make these such high quality books. I also got his art book over here too, but save it for next time. Some more indie comics. So there's this guy, Stephen Palnett. He did this book series called Upstate, which is like a series about, it's kind of like a slice of life dramedy type deal about this girl who was like living in New York, upstate New York, or like the city of New York, whatever. And like she had these high hopes of being like all this like super cool, like, you know, it's cool, but like what's the word I'm looking for? Like super like prestigious. She was like the valedictorian of her high school, and then she goes to New York, kind of just burns out. She was gonna be like a writer, stuff like that. And she burns out, and she's having to go move back to her hometown where her dad's like super sick, he's gonna die and stuff. And then this is kind of like her time, like the story about her going back home and like trying to like figure things out, and then like all the drama of her going back home and, you know, all this cool stuff. It's a really good series. It's kind of like graphic, really mature stuff that, you know, that goes on in it. But I really enjoyed it. When I started reading it, I was like, man, this is a really, really good comic, man. It reminds me of like what's it called? Love and Rockets, or like something that in that vein. It's a really good. They're really good comics. He has them for sale on his page. Just go to Stephen Pennell Instagram, whatever. He's like, and they're like good quality books, and they're like a lot of pages, it's a lot of story and stuff, and like if you like that type of stuff, it's not like superheroes or like fantasy or anything. It's more like a slice of life, real life issues and stuff like that go on, real mature themes and whatever. But I've enjoyed it. I can't wait to see the next one. I just grabbed this is Beef Bros. I got this is from Terrell Canyon, who I met at Heroes Con. He's a cool artist. It's like a funny book that they did. Him and his brother, I think, worked on it. Yeah, it's a cool comic. I think you could buy off this website still too. I got the other copy signed. I think it's in my long box somewhere. All right, so show the last couple books that I got. I'm gonna work a little bit on that page and then get ready for bed. Durf, who's like one of my favorite cartoonists. I did the video on my friend Dahmer, but he has a lot of other comics that are really, really good also that he's put out. This is one of my favorite ones. Trailer Parks, Punk Rock and Trailer Parks. This book is really fun. It's really cool. It's a lot more different than a lot of the stuff that he's done. Most of his books that he puts out are more like educational, I guess, or more in the vein of like you will learn I guess educational. Like he has a book called Trash where you learn like facts about like trash, where because he was a trash man, so he like did a lot of research about where our trash and stuff goes and stuff like that. My friend Dahmer obviously is about Jeffrey Dahmer and him being classmates with him. And then there's this book, Punk Rocks and Trailer Parks, which is pretty much about like these kids who are like just goofy misfits, and they go to a bunch of underground concerts and they just get into a bunch of just crazy shit and just do a bunch of just dopey stuff. And it's a real fun book. I don't know if you're able to buy it anymore because I bought it I bought this book when I was in high school maybe, and luckily I still have it. But on eBay or Amazon it was really expensive, and I think it sold out on Amazon. I'm pretty sure it's on eBay, but for like a good grip of money. So yeah, I'm sure you could just find it online just to read it, for free if you want. And then I've been reading. This is my book. I've been reading this like last month. I should take a break from reading it. But it's Ken State. This is Derv's like newest book that he put out. When did he put this out? 2020. Let's see if I can find it. He put this book out in 2020. Yeah. So look at this. It's a thick one, man. It's a hardcover. Ken State. It's about, I guess there was a shooting at Kent State in Ohio in the 70s. They shot up a bunch of college kids for protesting the Vietnam War. And it's a really good book. You learn a lot about history and stuff like that. And it's his newest thing. It's really, really good. I would highly recommend if you were like into like history and like stuff like that and learning about just like tragic events that nobody really talks about, but it was a tragic event. I would highly recommend it. Daybreak. This is a cool comic. So there was a show on Netflix of the same name. It's about like zombies, but the show is nothing like the comic book at all. Like it's just the same title and that's it. But the creator of the show of the comic is part of the show too. So I don't know why he just did. But the book is weird because so it's like it's shown through first person perspective. So you're the viewer watching what's going on in the world, but you don't speak or anything like that, and you're just watching this other person who you're with fight. You and the other person are fighting the zombie invasion, and it's all just the same 6-panel grid the whole time. Like it says POV, so like the guy's talking to you the whole time. You're not talking to him back. You just kind of go through the motions with them, and at the end, I think you become a zombie. But it's a really, really good book. Like I just like that last page. He's a zombie. But I guess it's cool, like idea of just like it's just your perspective, your POV of what's going on in the zombie invasion and stuff like that. It's really good book. It was a quick read. I found out about it because of the Netflix show, which, like I said, it's like not exactly like the Netflix show is like goofy and funny, and it's like all the adults become zombies and like all the kids are still stuck around and they like have to like deal with society, and it's weird. It's like I don't know where the show concept came from. I guess that might have just been the other idea that the creator had, but I don't know. There's American Elf. So back in like 1990 something, 98, this guy named Excuse me. Oh, I might be going to bed soon. I might say fuck drawing. What's his nigga's name? Oh, James Kochaka. He did like a daily sketch, like comic strip every day till 2000. It was like 2015, 16, something like that. Like 20 years straight, he did a daily strip. So if you should be able to, I found out about this when I did a comic book class when I was like in middle school. But James Kolchaka, he like every single day he drew a different comic strip of his life. So like, and he was an elf, so it's called American Elf. So he like drew himself as an elf, and be like, oh, this day this happened, and this day this happened, this day this happened, and that's pretty much what he did. And I bought the collected edition because I did a video which is now unlisted, but of of his like whole entire story of like him doing these, like I said, every single day, like it's like thousands of comic strips, that he did. Like I said, every single day he put one out on his like blog, and so that was pretty cool. And I'll answer that right after I'm done. So this is the last thing I got. This is a really cool book. It's the Japanese version of Akira. I think I got this off half price books like at high school, like a long time ago. I just saw it there and I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy it. So it's really cool. It's like all yellowed out and shit, and the spine's kind of coming off. A little fucked up, but it's cool. I haven't read Akira yet. I need to read it. I've watched the movie a few times. And actually, my next video is about Akira, which is funny, but Akira's cool. I fuck with Akira. I'll read it eventually. I like Otomo. I'll put this up and then I'll answer your question here. Yeah, Akira. Akira's cool. I need to read the manga because the manga is so much more. There's so much more in depth with the manga than there is the movie. Goes for. But so Young Wavy. Young Wavy's cool. I think I just think I don't know. He's cool. Like I don't want to say anything crazy, but like he's like to me, I feel like he's just too much in his head, and he should just like do his he draws really well. His storytelling's okay, but that I feel like being a better better storyteller and writer and stuff like that just comes with time, because you have to get, the older you get, the better you get with like story ideas and concepts and stuff like that. The more you learn about life and philosophies and like things of that nature, you become better with. Same thing with like D.D. Mark, right? Like that's kind of my thing. I mean, even me, I'm still younger. I'm not as young as them, but and I still, a lot of things I'm still learning about life to this day. And with Young Wavy, I mean, I followed his page. I found him a long time ago. I found him, pretty like inspirational, just for the simple fact that he grew his art skills so fast. But then I feel like, I don't know. I don't know his life, so I don't want to speak on what I don't know. Like, I don't know what his personal life is. I don't know what he has like going on. But I remember he dropped that video about like him quitting like social media, and I just thought like that was a bad idea, because he had a good traction on YouTube, so I don't know why he like straight killed his whole channel. But he'll figure it out, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully, I support him. I'm here. I want to see him win and become a pro manga the way he wants to do it. You know what I'm saying? I think, everybody's journey in this comic book industry is different. So I just think that some people put more emphasis on certain things that are, some things are more important to certain people than there are to others. Like he's really fixated on being like super, fine, detailed, and being a mangaka, right? Like that efficiency and that fastness and stuff like that. And somebody like me, I'm more on just wanting to be able to produce the best quality books possible, but I don't want to kill myself doing it. And I don't want to rely on comic books to be like my main source of income either. Like I want to what's it called? I want to be able to do this as something passively and have fun enjoying doing it. Like I want to make sure I set myself up in the future to where I have like money coming in from like work or like, you know, whatever I got going on right now that I'm working on right now as like my day job, and save up enough money to where like when I retire, I'm able to just do comics full time and not have to worry about the money I make from comics paying my bills. I don't know. What do you think, Near? What do you think about Wavy? You have you been following him for a long time and stuff like that? Like, what's your perspective on him, or you know, did you read his one shot that he put out? Okay, I thought his one shot was cool. I like the artwork and stuff. I could see his influence from that book Heart Gear. I remember talking about that in one of his videos, and I looked at Heart Gear and I was like, oh yeah, he's heavily influenced by that shit. But I thought it was a cool manga. I guess it wasn't like, I just think he just did the rollout wrong. He should have just put that shit on Manga Plus. He should have took that one scene out of the dude fucking beating his meat, because I feel like it was just unnecessary. Like if the guy, like I understand if that scene was in there for like a certain like literary purposes, like the tell the story. I just feel like it was just like the most random thing on it. And in the book, I mean, I don't know. Have you read it? Anybody in the chat read what's that shit? I don't even know what it's called, but read Young Wavy's manga. I thought it was drawn very well. I think he's really good artist. But I don't know. Still young. He'll be all right, I think. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. Oh man, I'm exhausted. I wake up. Wake up. Take on my life. But no. Yeah, I might get off here soon, I think. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. When you know we've been up and down before. Spider-Man's so easy to draw. It's just a straight face. I think the hardest, difficult thing was, I guess, getting the eyes right, and then figuring out how to emote with the mask on, like make sure you like show expressions and stuff. But outside of that, I don't know. It's a pretty easy character to draw. Oh shit. I think this is cool. I need to figure out how to like color him in without like blending him in too much. I'll really be trying to go for it with these perspectives. I think I'm going to fix that hand though. It looks just too awkward. I don't know. I'll be trying to be on some Eric Larson shit with my perspective. I really like forced perspective. I don't know why, but I think forced perspective just looks super cool, man. I don't know. When you know we've been up and down before. Maybe my powers low. Yeah. I have to fix this panel. It looks kind of fucked up. Tired of what I know be known. See, let's have a little bigger. Fix it. Man, I can't wait to finish this book, man. I'm like so close. Like once I get to those last few pages, I'm like, oh, I just want to get it over with. Just take a look at it and then move on to the next project. So when I'm like at the near end of like my comics that I'm working on, I'm like, oh, now I want to go to the next project. I always think about like the next one and the next one and the next one. I have like so many different ideas that I want to do, but then I have to like minimize them down to like, all right, these are the finite ideas that I want to do. Like I'm hoping to have at least 2 comics done by the end of the year, but realistically, I'll probably have like one mother comic done by. Well, no, I might have to be able to. It's only July, so I'll have this done by July. Probably take like August off to like hone in some skills and do some anatomy studies and just stuff like that, and then August, not August, like probably September, I'll probably start working back up on another book, another comic, and then I might try to do a Kickstarter and see if I can try my hand at that. Yeah, I'm about to fix that panel. It's just fucked up, but yeah, I'm gonna fix that panel. I don't like that panel. I just think that shit just looks stupid. Shit. But yeah, I'm almost done. Almost done with this comic. I've enjoyed doing it so far. I feel like I've learned a lot. I feel like my progression is really shows in this one compared to like my older works. And I was actually able to get feedback on this book, which is really fun. So, and I mean, the people who've seen it so far, I think I've gotten some pretty good feedback. But I always take good feedback with a grain of salt, just because I feel like people are just like not necessarily nice inherently, but you know, some people don't want to shit on you, not necessarily at least, unless they're just trying to be shitty and and even like me, I don't like shitting on people's artwork or anything like that. I mean, if they ask me cold, like what I think, like if they want, I will not shit on them, but like give them like good advice and stuff like that because I don't want to lead people in the wrong direction. But I just appreciate people who work hard on their stuff, and I like to support artists and creators who work hard and like I could see they actually have a passion for it, and I just fucking like look at my post, Like, nah, nigga, I want to see some pages, bro. I want to see some panels. I want to see like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I want to see, bro. I want to see that shit, bro. I don't care if how good your artwork is. Like I'm not the fucking best. I'm all right now. I'm saying. Like I want to see you getting, you know what I'm saying? You got to get them 1,000 pages in, man. You got to get them 10,000 pages, 10,000 hours in, man, before you can become like a professional or even consider yourself in the realm of like a pro. And you got to learn how to study artwork the right way too, man. That's what I like. I wasted pretty much 2 years just trying to like draw, but then I feel like that made me learn how to enjoy it and not take it too seriously. I feel like if I would have came back into drawing, trying to be like, oh, and to learn all this anatomy and all this shit, I would have fucking like, yeah, fuck this shit. But now that I found the love and the addiction of drawing, I'm just like, all right, now I want to get better. Now I want to take the time to study some anatomy, take the time to uh do that. Do that type of stuff now. You know what I'm saying? Like I do perspective studies. I do studies of like feet and hands and gesture drawings, and I'm trying to figure out if I can buy like I want to go to art course, but I think I'm gonna just buy an online art course. Proco has a good course online for like a super like comic books one, so I might just buy that when I get some more money or like whatever. I need this goddamn. Yeah, it looks fucked up. Goddamn it! I get the webs all mixed up all the time on Spider Man. There's a picture from up here, I think. Let me see. But yeah. Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna get off here soon. I'm gonna fix this dude's webs, and I'm gonna get the fuck off and go to bed. I gotta wake up, go work. Sucks. But I don't know. What you guys think is Wednesday a good day to stream? Should I do Sundays? Maybe a different time in the week? I feel like, you know, I don't know. I like streaming though. It's cool. Even there's like one person or 10 people, it don't matter to me, man. I just like chopping it up, man. Last stream was I had a good conversations. This time it was just being near most of the time. I ain't tripping though. It's a good conversation, man. I don't even know if Near's still here. It says I got 2 people in here, but one of them I know it's me because I'm watching this shit right now. But uh yeah. Oh, fuck. Sweet. All right. We'll finish that shit tomorrow. But yeah, I'm almost done. Almost done. I think this page came out super sick. I used a different brush for the blood shooting out. Because I used to use like this watercolor brush, but I used this one, so I think that made it look a little bit better. And this panel looks cool too, at least the reverse screen tone. I don't know. But I appreciate everybody who's watched, everybody who continues to watch, everybody who supports the channel, likes, comments, subscribes on everything, everything like that. Everybody subscribe, going to subscribe, stuff like that. Go to my channel, link to the description. Go to my website, link in the description. Get yourself a copy of Nobody's Safe. This is going to be a limited run, so if you guys want, get a copy of it. I would highly appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. I'll probably stream sometime again, maybe later this week or next week. I don't know. You guys let me know when you guys want me to stream and what you want me to talk about in my stream. Yeah, I'm about to be out of here near. Unless you got anything else you want to talk about. But I'm about to get off this motherfucker. But yeah, I appreciate everybody. Yeah, like I said, maybe I'll stream again this Sunday or whatever. Yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.